Massimo Bottura came out to say hello to all of his guests, and we started talking about the menu. This was a really important menu in my life. It was called The main points of Gatto Verde is we're just trying to everyday play. So we're playing with observations of our territory, observations of the ways that we could cook with fire to extract different flavors and textures, and also placing ingredients that maybe have already their role within Italian cuisine and maybe present them in some other place in this menu. Sea bats that we've smoked on cedar planks. Then this is a technique that I brought over from Canada. We've used that to slow smoke the fish, which will serve right next to some whipped crab. We've whipped it with grilled olive, grilled and preserved frigitelli peppers, again from Lara's Gardens, and we're gonna finish it with a sauce that's made with the roe of those same crabs. I started studying French cuisine in my city, and I did that for about 10 years. I then moved out to British Columbia, put my hands into a different type of cuisine. It was a lot of farm-to-table dining. That's where I really learned how to start observing my environment, observing the ingredients growing around me for the very first time. And then I jumped on a plane and decided I was gonna take a year off. And so I came to Europe. I was gonna backpack around the continent, but instead I actually ended up going to eat in Osteria Francescana. I was sitting at the table at the restaurant as a guest, and Massimo Bottura came out to say hello to all of his guests, and we started talking about the menu. This was a really important menu in my life. It was called Come to Italy with Me, o Vieni in Italia con me, and I couldn't believe the amount of Italy, of its poetry, of its territory, of the music, of the landscape I was experiencing just through these 12 courses that was the menu I was having in Osteria Francescana. And so I asked Massimo to then give me a trial in the kitchen. In 2019, Massimo and Lara opened up what is called Casa Luigia. This is our hotel in the Emilian countryside, a guest house. I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful. We then started doing barbecues every Sunday on that property. We saw potential for a restaurant, elevated the art of fire cooking that doesn't really seem like your typical barbecue, but everything is cooked with fire, into its own permanent space, which is the restaurant that we opened up in September of just last year, so 2023, which is called Gatto Verde.
Yes.
This means the green cat. The Gallo Romagnolo is a Romagnolo rooster. This is an ancient breed of rooster, and we're then inspired by a dish called picara, but there are no lemons in this dish. In fact, we get a lot of that lemon flavor from all of our herbs that are coming again from the garden, lemon balm, lemon verbena. We're then crusting the breast, grilling it outside, and then we're gonna serve that to you.
Me and Massimo eat a little bit too.
It's beautiful. After that, we have the second service of the gallo, and this is inspired by coq au vin. The rooster is being braised over the flames in white wine with all of the aromatics, but then I close it between two of the vine leaves that then get grilled. The grapes that we use that are the traditional grapes for balsamic vinegar making process are called Trebbiano di Spagna. What happens with these grapes is that many of them don't actually pollinate and they don't become grapes, but they stay very, very tiny. So for winemakers and balsamic makers, maybe this is a little bit of a disaster. But for a chef like me, it was a great opportunity. So I started collecting all of these little tiny grapes and I put them into a cure to create what I like to call grape caviar. Because I'm Canadian and I feel like some rules don't apply to me, we're gonna serve the risotto as your final dessert tonight.
Don't post anything because the Italians, they're gonna burn her.
This is gonna be a risotto that's cooked in an extraction of the red peppers from Piemonte. We're gonna finish the risotto with smoked chocolate and the bone marrow from the Risotto Piedmontese.
It's very good. It's kind of sweet, savory.
Yeah.
Asian, we do a lot like, lardo in the dessert. So it's not really that difficult to understand. It's just like a fat.
In this course, what we're showing is just the limitless possibilities of creating new flavor profiles and new eating styles just by daring to mix things up a little bit.
So would you like to share us with the concept of your new restaurant?
Gatto Verde is this space where to escape and come here and let's be inspired by all the stuff that we have around us, taking what we know from cooking, on our grills and in our wood burning ovens, but also taking everything that we know about how we interpret the world around us to create a contemporary form of dining.
You take our schedule into consideration, so it's not really a long menu, but each dish very outstanding.
Jessica Rosval 以全方位的创意、美味、技艺与表达能力，展现新一代世界级名厨的风范，无疑是 Rising Star。
And thank you for being here and enjoy the festivities of the weekend. Grazie.
Grazie. 是整个意大利北部最大、最多名厨聚集的一个活动，感觉就是有一点神仙打架。
You have to taste this dish because Massimiliano did something amazing.